Hello and welcome to OG's latest video cast. Today's date is the 29th of October 2020. I am again going to use this data source, and people keep saying, but where do you get your numbers from? It's here in the video. I'm pointing out where it is. Now when you go on this page, there's many formats. I use their Excel sheet, which when you open it, well, before I get to that, I want to show another site, which is worldometer.info, and these guys have the most up-to-date info. Imaginary, fake stuff. They count all sorts of nonsense in there. But statistically, I mean, the numbers are so small. I use this site, so what I want to do today is let's do a little refresh. We're at 1.181304 dead. .422, so it's up there. So what I want to do here is sort this by deaths per million, and the top two countries. I've done Spain, I've done Brazil, I've done the US, I've done the UK, I've done Italy. They're on other video channels. So I have actually done San Marino, I just haven't posted it. But today I'm going to concentrate on Peru with this, 1,036 deaths per million. My God. So let's move over onto the Excel spreadsheet, which this is the raw data. I'm going to clean this up a little bit and select the data for Peru. Now I have cleaned it up. I've removed a couple of weekends with 0 zeros. And the data is sorted by date, population 32 million, the number of cases, and the number of people that died. Now, my next slide, I'm going to try put that into a graph. As you see, it's impossible because of the population compared to the small numbers. So, in the next slide, now remember, this data starts in Peru from the 7th of March. The data is from here. That's the actual national flag, if you didn't know it. So what I'm going to do in the next one is I'm going to divide the population by 1,000, and that gives a little bit more to scale. Now this is to scale 1/1000, and I must emphasize here that these numbers are so low I can qualify them as in the following way. Take Peru, imagine it as a 3D block, divide it into 1,000 parts, separate 999 parts. They are in no way affected by COVID-19. It doesn't exist there. Now, that one last remaining 1/1000 is what my graphs are about. Now, this is the first time I've charted. We can see a little bit. We have two huge spikes. Now let me just clear that a little bit. So to scale, so this cases in red, the number of people that died in black. So we obviously see a couple of spikes here, little ones here around first week in June. We have the 24th of the 7th, and we have the 14th of the 8th. So let's have a look at the 24th of the 7th. And yes, they just write in an extra 3,000 and something, sure. Oh, and here's there's the double spike. So you go from being 200s a day, an average of 200 a day. You can nearly average that out over a month, and then all of a sudden they add in an extra 3,800. So that will explain these two spikes here. Now we have one here on the 24th of the 6th. Let's have a look at that one. 24th of the 6th. Well, maybe this is just a period where we're in the hundreds, 120, 130s. So anyway, that's what it looks like. Now, if they had 5 times as many dead, that's what the two spikes would look like. But if you look at the black line, which are the number of dead, it's still very low. And remember, this is in 1/1000. the official numbers that they have given, you see the black here, it's very, very difficult to see. And this is so tiny. So, as I've stated many times, the people here that included in the dead are people that had other comorbidities, cancer, diabetes, blood pressure, any other respiratory problem that could have died of that problem alone. And it doesn't prove that COVID-19 exists as a lone virus, which I don't think it does, because the numbers don't prove it. So in the next chart is the big needle in the haystack moment. Now keep your eye on the black, and they're gone. They're gone. Without the no comorbidities, there's nothing. So what I did was, as I do in all, a zoom. So here's the data. Now they start a little bit later than us. They start only on the 7th. My data usually comes from the 1st of March. So let's go along and see. Now this is magnified to about maybe 30. And there you go, exactly corresponding with the dates of the add-ins. So there's two needles in the haystack as far as Peru went. That's these two little spikes is COVID-19 in Peru. So I don't know if they can isolate these and reproduce them and measure them and whatever, but they haven't done it.